Hi. Today is a fun episode, or an exciting day. The episode itself, I guess, is going to be like most of them. Get ready for some continuity confusion, because the cool thing about today's episode is that I finally launched the channel. This episode, I think, if I remember the scheduling correctly, is not going to come out until April. You should be seeing this sometime in April. But I'm at the end of week 1. The first 3 episodes have been launched, and I thought it would be cool to see a comparison by the time this episode comes out to see how much different the channel is. It was way more successful than I thought. I really thought this would take some time to start building, but I'm already at, I think it's 52 subscribers, something like that. It's somewhere in the low 50s. I've launched channels in the past. I have dead channels on YouTube, and the most successful one I've ever had was 80 subscribers in about 3 months. So this is pretty exciting, and it might have just been, most of the credit is actually all due to one video. It's mostly just due to the second video, which it's not like crazy in YouTube numbers, but it got 900 views, I think, after like a couple days, compared to everything else, which was like somewhere in the 100s. Single videos can really carry a lot of weight for YouTube channels. So it's possible I just got lucky in the beginning, and that it now stagnates and we don't really see any growth, but we'll see. I just thought it would be interesting to see what that looks like by the time this video comes out. So now that things have really gotten started, we gotta stay ahead of the game. Now I'm terrified of running out of videos. We're in Genesis chapter 43, and the last thing that happened was Joseph's brothers being sent back to Canaan in order to retrieve Benjamin, the youngest of Jacob's sons. The youngest of Jacob's sons, and Jacob didn't want to give him away. They went to Egypt to get food because there's a big famine. They went back to Canaan to get Benjamin from their father Jacob, and now they're trying to get him. Jacob was like, no. At the end of the last chapter, he was like, I will tear apart my clothing and cry. I don't think he literally said that, but that was the sentiment. All these brothers are like, we got to get this guy back. I'm not going to have food. Even though they did get bags of grain, I guess just not enough for, I think it's going to be like a long famine, so they need more than just bags for the journey. So let's see what they're up to. The chapter starts off with the title, Second Journey to Egypt, and someone in the comments, I have comments now. It's kind of exciting, because even though there will be a fierce delay from the time I read those comments to the videos you're actually seeing, one of the things that someone pointed out, if this is true, I assume it is, so I guess you can fact check it yourself, but he said that apparently the titles were added at a later date. The original Bible didn't have chapters and titles. Those were added later to section things off and for better context of the stories. Or just to give you a little sneak preview. In our case, the second journey to Egypt. Now the famine was still severe in the land, as expected. So when they had eaten all the grain, okay, so yeah, those bags weren't a lot. I don't know how long this trip was. What's the distance between Canaan and Egypt? I have no idea. I have no idea how long of a journey this was. How flippantly Joseph was like, go back to Canaan. He just, with the effort of a breath, was like, make the trip again and then come back with the other brother. So when they had eaten all the grain they had brought from Egypt, their father said to them, go back and buy us a little more food. You would think after what the sons told him that he'd be a little bit more lenient on the Benjamin thing. That's theoretically where all the food's going to come from. You bring me Benjamin, I give you food. But Judah said to him, the man warned us solemnly. It's a rare use of the word solemnly. Like that word is used, it's not incredibly uncommon. But to use it in that sense, the man warned us solemnly. I assume they're talking about Joseph. You will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. They're definitely talking about Joseph. If you will send our brother along with us, we will go down and buy food for you. There you go. Give me your son, we bring you food. But if you will not send him, we will not go down. Here we are again. I know I've commented on this enough at this point. This is like, it's probably becoming a dead horse. But like when they say the positive of one thing, they always make sure to pair it with the negative of the other. So like in real life, you would be like, if you will send our brother along with us, we will go down and buy food for you. And the implication there is, if you don't do that, we won't do it. But they go out of their way regularly. And this could be like a cultural thing. It could be like a language thing. I don't know. But I just think it's funny that they say that, the positive thing, we will do this and we will buy you food. But if you do not do the thing, we will also not do the thing. If you will not send him, we will not go down. Because the man said to us, you will not see my face again unless your brother is with you. Honestly, it doesn't feel that much different than just talking to an old person today. You have to go to the pharmacy if you want your medication. And if you don't go to the pharmacy, you won't get your medication. We know that Jacob's old. Perhaps that's what's going on. This is a very loose theory that's probably wrong. But that is how you have to talk to old people sometimes. How old is old? I'll leave it up to you to decide based on how much that offends you. Israel asked. Remember, if you haven't followed, Israel is also Jacob. He goes by both names randomly in the Bible. Hey, that's one that I haven't... Okay, I have to be careful now. I discovered with the first week of videos, people actually will comment when you ask questions. And not complaining, that is exactly what I wanted. I was just really not... A lot of people commented on stuff. I was not expecting so much enthusiasm from people. The second video, which got a bunch of views, had 80 comments. And I think the first one has 30. It only has 100 views. There's 30 comments, a 30% ratio. I am appreciative of it. But I very quickly learned that if the comments keep coming at this rate, or if they keep increasing, I am going to have a difficult time keeping up with them. And it was cool. There were a few people that got into conversations with each other. There was nothing toxic or ill-intended. I don't know what the past tense of that is. Yeah, ill-intended. I think everyone understands what that means. Only one guy said I was condescending. Most people were like, hey, like what you're doing. This is a cool concept. Keep it up. But then one guy was like, I can see you're mocking the Bible. And I was like, well, I mean, I do make jokes. I'm not trying to make fun of it. It's so easy to make jokes about the things that are in here. I'm not trying to hurt anyone's feelings, not trying to offend anybody. But yes, I am going to make jokes when things are funny. But if you do not send him, we will not go down. So Israel asked, why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother? Honestly, that's kind of a fair question. The brothers could have just kept their mouths shut. If you're trying to stay out of trouble, it's always better to say less. That's why we have the Fifth Amendment in America. The Miranda rights are literally anything you say can and will be used against you. Not only can it will be used against you. Just so you know, just so you are clear, it will be used against you. But one of the few rights we have that, does make you look really guilty is the fact that you can go, I plead the fifth. And you don't have to say anything else. You can just be quiet. Then theoretically, the police officers then just have to escort you to jail, and hopefully a lawyer can get you out of it. Always lawyer up. Don't try to defend yourself. This is just stuff I learned from the internet. Could be wrong. I've never had any actual encounter with officers or crime other than a speeding ticket. We all get those. So Israel asked, why did you bring this trouble on me by telling the man you had another brother? They replied, the man questioned us closely about ourselves and our family. Joseph, I can't use this arm because I'm trapped by the mic. Joseph's thinking, that meme with the guy is I don't know what that's called. I just went, They got smart, big brain dude who goes like this. Is your father still living? He asked us. Do you have another brother? We simply answered his questions. They're like, we didn't think to lie. In retrospect, we definitely would have. But we were not fast enough on our feet. How are we to know, he would say, bring your brother down here? Old Testament arguments. Then Judah said to Israel his father, send the boy along with me, and we will go at once, so that we and you and our children may live and not die. See, that one's a little bit more subtle, but still, he could have just said, so that we may live. And the pretty clear, it's not even an implication, it's just logically, yeah, that means you're not gonna die. Send the boy along so that we may live and not die. I myself will guarantee his safety. You can hold me personally responsible for him. I used to work in sales. I used to do insurance sales in America. It was home insurance, auto insurance, and I would use that tactic a lot. I will personally take responsibility for this if anything goes wrong. Here is my number. Here is my name. And I just mean writing insurance policies. I wouldn't be I'll take responsibility for a tornado. That would be dumb. But I'll be if there's anything wrong with your policy, you have my name, you have my number. You can come to me, and I will be the one who gets in trouble. And I wasn't lying. That's really how it was. That was the amount of confidence I had in my work. And people would be like, all right, shut up and take my money. If I do not bring him back to you and set him here before you, I will bear the blame before you all my life. So he is, yeah, let's give credit where credit is due. He is taking the responsibility here. As it is, if we had not delayed, we could have gone and returned twice. That's a little more sharp, a bit snappy from Judah. If you hadn't been crying here, Jacob, we could have done it 2 times. We wouldn't be all out of grain. Then their father Israel said to them, if it must be, then do this. Put some of the best products of the land in your bags and take them down to the man as a gift. Take them down to the man? Is Canaan north of Egypt? Yeah, I think it's got to be. They don't go like super far south into Africa in the Bible, do they? Egypt's right there at the top, and then everything else is like in the Middle East. I think. How far? I mean, I guess eventually we get over to like the islands near Greece and Italy, and also Greece and Italy. That's the extent of my biblical geographical knowledge. Swizero said, put the best products from the land, take them to the man as a gift. That's me paraphrasing to get back into it. A little balm and a little honey. They had balm back then? Like lip balm? Skin balm? Is that a thing? Is it only for the lips? What else do you use balm for? Lip balm? Some spices and myrrh. All right, quick confession. I have never known what myrrh is. Everyone knows this. Not everyone, maybe, but I think most people know this word, M-Y-R-R-H, myrrh. It was a gift that the three wise men famously bring to Jesus when he's born. It's one of the gifts. Frankincense and myrrh. That's where you hear that those two things are always together. In this case, it's just the myrrh. I think maybe if someone can confirm, because apparently people are willing to comment, which, like I said, I'm thankful for. Myrrh, I believe, is an incense or a perfume. So it's either something that you use to make a room smell good or the body. I don't know which. That's what I'll admit. And I could be wrong about both of those things. I'm just pretty sure that's what it is. Wait, that's not what frankincense means. It's the whole word is frankincense. It's not frank incense, is it? That can't be it. I've never read those words or that word together. It's frankincense. That's what, but it's not frankincense. It can't be. It cannot be incense called frank. I will probably forget to look that one up. Maybe I'll remember in the edit. But you can also comment on that one too. Some pistachio nuts and almonds. These are some awesome gifts. If I got all of this stuff for like Christmas, I would be hyped. Spices, myrrh, pistachios, a little honey, and some lip balm. These guys, I mean, maybe this is costing them a lot. I don't know. It sounds like these guys are living large in Canaan. Well, no, we did establish that Jacob he's rich. He's a rich dude. Take double the amount of silver with you, for you must return the silver that was put back into the mouths of your sacks. Perhaps it was a mistake. Wow, they're actually thinking things through. That has been a rare way of behaving so far in the Bible. There's not like a lot of thought that goes into stuff. A lot of it's like someone, so far in Genesis, in the first 62 pages, that a lot of people go, I want to make this decision. It's mostly out of selfishness. And then they go, oh no, consequences! And they go, they try to run away as fast as possible. It's literally what Jacob did. I mean, Jacob was like, I want my father's blessing. And then he tricks his father, and then Esau gets all mad because he stole it, and he goes, oh no, consequences! But he says, perhaps it was a mistake, which is, that's a good way of thinking. This silver could have been a mistake. We need to take back more just in case they think you stole it, and we can even replace it if we need to. Take your brother also and go back to the man at once. All right, so they finally get their father's approval. And may God Almighty grant you mercy before the man, so that he will let your other brother and Benjamin come back with you. As for me, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved. Wow, that's the most I have related to maybe anyone in the Bible so far. And I have not spoken kindly about Jacob. These are some of the most sensible things he has said so far since he became a character, since his birth to Isaac. Am I forgetting stuff from the things I've read already? Isaac is Jacob's father, and Abraham is Isaac's father. Yeah, I think all that's correct. I don't think I'm missing anyone there. But he just says, if I am bereaved, I am bereaved. That is like, that mentality, not literally with the concept of bereavement, but take anything, like it is what it is. That's the idiom that we use, or the phrase that we use. Yeah, it is what it is. That's kind of like, that's how I think in everything I do. Everything that happens, all the good things, all the bad things. The good things happen because they happen. The bad things happen because they happen. My life and the way that I live must continue along the single path and direction of time. So the men took gifts in double the amount of silver, and Benjamin also. They hurried down to Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. All right, that was quick. Didn't take a lot of travel time there. When Joseph saw that Benjamin was with them, he said to the steward of the house, take these men to my house, slaughter an animal, and prepare a meal. They are to eat with me at noon. So they arrived in the morning, prompt. That's polite. They got there before noon o'clock, apparently plenty before, because there's enough time to slaughter an animal and prepare it. The man did as Joseph told him, and took the men to Joseph's house. Now the men were frightened when they were taken to the house. Yes, I can definitely see that or imagine that they would be. They thought, We were brought here because of the silver that was put back into our sacks the first time. He wants to attack us and overpower us and seize us as slaves and take our donkeys. I really like how donkeys are just kind of lumped in with being attacked, being overpowered, and then being seized as slaves. They're like, he's going to attack us, overpower us, enslave us, and take our donkeys. They've got their priorities straight. I would feel this way. Donkeys are rad. I love donkeys. I kind of wish I had one. I'm not like a big fan of responsibility. No, I'm not going to have kids. I don't even know if I can take care of a cat. A donkey is for sure somewhere between kids and a cat. So they went up to Joseph's steward and spoke to him at the entrance of the house. All right, they're being strategic. Hey, let's go talk to the steward, see what we can find out. We beg your pardon. It's so manners, such good manners. We beg your pardon, our lord, they said. We came down here for the first time to buy food, but at the place where we stopped for the night, we opened our sacks, and each of us found his silver, the exact weight, in the mouth of his sack. So they're like, what was up with that? Do you know why he gave us all this silver? I don't know why the steward would know. I mean, okay, they're trying to play it safe. They don't want to get murdered. Fair enough. So we have brought it back with us. We have also brought additional silver. Oh, I read that in the wrong cadence. We also brought additional silver. Why can't I read this correctly? It's skipping the line and my brain is breaking. It's not a hard sentence. We also brought additional silver with us to buy food. That's all I was trying to say. We also brought additional silver with us to buy food. We don't know who put our silver in our sacks. The word sack has been used so many times in the last few chapters. It's all right, he said. This is the steward talking now. Don't be afraid. Your God, the God of your father, has given you treasure in your sacks. I received your silver. What does that mean? He says, I received your silver. He said it in past tense. He didn't say I receive as in I receive it now. He just goes, I received your silver. Then he brought Simeon out to them. Hey, welcome back. So they did it right. They correctly made the right steps to get their brother back. Through the steward, apparently. Who knew? This is like a quest in a video game. Like you talk to the correct NPC and he goes, thank you. I'll go get your brother. The steward took the men into Joseph's house, gave them water to wash their feet, and provided fodder for their donkeys. What is donkey fodder? The only place I've ever heard that word used is cannon fodder, which is like, isn't it like the little dusties that come out after you fire a cannonball? That's what it is, right? It's like the after dusties. Fodder for their donkeys. I'm going to assume that's food. I'm going to assume that's the word for donkey food. I mean, it literally uses all the same letters that food does. Fodder. They prepared their gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon because they had heard that they were to eat there. They're following the right steps so far. When Joseph came home, they presented to him the gifts they had brought into the house, and they bowed down before him to the ground. There we go. There's that bowing dream again, the prophetic dream that Joseph had several chapters ago. He asked them how they were. He knows. This is like 4D chess. He knows exactly what he's doing. He casually strolls back in. So, brothers, how's it going for you guys? He asked them how they were, and then he said, how is your aged father you told me about? Is he still living? Oh, this took a turn for the dramatic. He must know about his dad. Hasn't seen his dad in over 10 years. That would be super emotional. They replied, your servant, our father, is still alive and well. And they bowed down, prostrating themselves before him. As he looked about, he saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son. Oh, that's right. I think Joseph and that's why he wanted him. I didn't even think about that. Now I feel like a dummy. I think Joseph and Benjamin are the only two sons from that mother that Jacob had kids with. What was her name? Was it Rebecca? I think it's Rebecca. There's Rebecca and what was the name of the other sister? I don't remember right now. As he looked about and saw his brother Benjamin, his own mother's son, he asked, is this your youngest brother, the one you told me about? And he said, God be gracious to you, my son. I guess he's talking to Benjamin. Deeply moved at the sight of his brother, Joseph hurried out and looked for a place to weep. Yeah, definitely what's going on here. He went into his private room and wept there. Man, what an emotional turn of events here. Because so much of the writing is like very stiff. It's like mechanical and just informational in the Bible. It's kind of rare that you get something that's like emotionally moving. Like the prose is written in a way, or even conveying emotion from characters. Like the Bible does a lot of just like telling you the thing. Like, and then this person was sad. And it does do it here, kind of. It's like he went and he wept. But the fact that they're even giving you that piece of information is something that doesn't happen a lot of the time. It definitely helps like add context to the story and how these characters are feeling. It's just like it's a very blunt way of doing it. It's not like, it's either like you get zero subtlety or you get no information about the thing at all. There's like no in between of him. After he washed his face, see, that's an interesting detail too. He washed his face to cover the fact that he was crying. After he washed his face, he came out and, controlling himself, said, serve the food. Okay, that wording made it like a little funnier. That he's... Oh man, so Joseph, like, well, and I'm appreciative of like the fact that they gave that information, but the fact that he runs away crying like, and he's sad about his brother, and he washes his face, then he comes out and he's like, it's like total silence in the room. All you can hear is footsteps, and he goes, "Serve the food." But hey, at least they told us. At least they properly explained what's going on here. They served him by himself, the brothers by themselves, and the Egyptians who ate with him by themselves. Because Egyptians could not eat with Hebrews. Oh, okay. For that is detestable to Egyptians. I guess, I don't know when we invented the word racist, but I guess they just couldn't say it here. If they had it, they didn't use it for some, I think they would have used it. This is the perfect place to use it. Let's read, like the way this should read today, like in a modern context, is, and the Egyptians who ate by themselves because Egyptians wouldn't eat with Hebrews because they were racist. Oh man, I keep thinking like the more I read like this content from the Bible, like enough of it's going to be like repetitive to where I won't find it as funny. Like more and more, I was like, as I've read through a bunch of these chapters, I'm like, I'm going to be laughing all the time in the beginning because all of this stuff is like so new to me. But I keep time and time again, we're on chapter 43. This is still happening. It is still happening 43 chapters in. I mean, one last time. This is the actual wording, and the Egyptians ate with him by themselves because Egyptians could not eat with him. The wording is could not. They could not do it. And when you hear that kind of wording, it's like they couldn't do it because there was they had had a great war once upon a time, or there was a law against it for some reason. Like you would think there would be like a reason, but it literally just says, "For that is detestable to Egyptians." Egyptians detest eating with Hebrews. That is so messed up. And just so funny that it words it that way. Because it's the way it's written is just so earnest. Like the Bible's not trying to be funny and it's not trying to make a joke. It just goes, Hebrews were detestable to Egyptians. Oh man. But yeah, that is really messed up. The men had been seated before him in the order of their ages, from the firstborn to the youngest. And they looked at each other in astonishment. Yeah, there. I'm glad we got some acknowledgement there. They're getting fed like fat pork. And they're like, oh wait, no, I guess it wouldn't be pork. They're Jewish. They got fed an animal, whatever the animal is. And they're looking around like, we're not dead. We haven't been slaughtered. The animal was slaughtered and given to us. We're eating it. We're not the ones getting eaten. When portions were served to them from Joseph's table, Benjamin's portion was 5 times as much as anyone else's. That's a little suspicious. I mean, they're not making the connection, but they're like, they wanted to bring him here to feed him more. They'd be like, what is going on? I would be like that. So they feasted and drank freely with him. Boy, that was another rich chapter. I'm so worried now about getting further into this Bible and just reading through the sludge of certain stories. What else is even in here? There's so much information. How can there be this many stories? I guess they had like a long time to write it. Oh, hey, David. I just flipped to David, the one who kills the Goliath by coincidence. That's going to be a while from now. What page was that? I found it again. I just flipped to there must be some sort of bias in the ridges of the paper. I'm on the exact same page. It's 406. 406 in this Bible. Ugh, yeah, and we're only on page 65, so it's going to take me like 5 times longer to get to that story. Come back in a year, and we'll be there. So that's the end of chapter 43. And I'll see you guys for the next video.